Okay, so this is part two. I didn't mean for my video to go on so long, but I kind of just want to show everybody what I'm dealing with here as far as my little hotel and stuff goes. So I guess I'll turn the camera around and kind of do a little quick tour. If you've never been at an extended stay, this is what you got. You know, you got like a little kitchen with stovetop and stuff. You actually have to get the dishes and stuff from reception, which is kind of annoying. Like, I got here and there was nothing in the cabinets, and there's this little sign in the room that says, you know, go see reception for everything that you need, which is annoying. So I had to drive back over to the office to get some bowls and like cutting board and some utensils and stuff to eat. You know, but that's okay. And it's pretty nice. And there's like a little food prep place here, you know, bed place you can eat over there. And this is how to do it. Now, it's actually kind of funny because I think my company actually ended up coming out ahead on this one, because normally they would put us up in a pretty nice hotel. Not to say this isn't nice, but something in downtown LA would easily be 2 to 3 times the price of what this is, because I'm actually pretty close to the airport right now still, so it's pretty cheap. And you know, I mentioned the food earlier, and I think my company's coming out ahead there too, because I would normally spend, you know, probably a couple $100 over the course of several days on food, because, you know, you go out and you have a nice steak dinner and stuff, that's $100 right there. So in this case, I actually got here and I had made a grocery list on the plane, and I went to Whole Food. And I went shopping, and to be honest, I've never been to a Whole Food before, and I wanted to go there because I thought it would be cool to do like rotisserie chicken on this trip. I didn't really want to fry or cook chicken here, even though you could on the stovetop, but I didn't want to go that route. I figured that I'd have too much going on this trip anyway, so I decided not to do that. But anyway, so I thought Whole Food would have good rotisserie chickens, and they do. But the one thing I will say about Whole Food is that they do not have a lot of the stuff that I was looking for. I was looking for like those microwavable baked or sweet potatoes, baked potatoes. They don't have those. At least I couldn't find them. And they don't have like the Uncle Ben's, like the instant sort of pre-made microwavable brown rice and stuff like that. Because again, I'm just trying to go the easy route. So a lot of that stuff they don't have at Whole Food. But they, you know, they have some sort of brands and stuff that I've never heard of before, so that was kind of cool. I actually got some pretty neat stuff from Whole Food. I got like these. This is sort of like a, if you can see that, I guess it's like a rice cake kind of thing. They didn't actually have like the Quaker rice cakes that I would normally buy, and they didn't have a store brand, so I bought these instead. And it's just it's a brown rice cake. And I don't know that the Quaker ones are brown rice. I think those are like a white rice, puffed white rice. But anyway, that's pretty cool. I was going to do Cheerios. They didn't have those, so I ended up going with these guys, which is a crispy brown rice whole grain cereal, which is actually, I think, better than Cheerios. I think there's less, that's about the same. I think there are less calories and maybe a few less carbs in there, so that's cool. I think that's, you know, I got some other stuff, but like I said, I did the rotisserie chickens, and I made up some meals that are in the fridge for tomorrow, so I'm going to eat those throughout the day. And I actually ended up going to another grocery store here called Ralph's, which I've never been to before. I guess that's a West Coast chain. You know, but I went there to get like the stuff I couldn't find at Whole Food, like the sugar-free Jell-O and stuff like that. So, you know, I ended up going to 2 grocery stores, but I think all in, I think I spent like $60 on food, which, like I said, is nothing. So I think my company's going to come out ahead on the food for this trip, which, you know, is great. And actually, you know, I've got it in the refrigerator. It's I was looking for an almond milk at Whole Food, and they had almond milk, but they didn't have any like the unsweetened low-cal kind, at least not as far as I could see. So they actually had this other stuff. It's like I think it's like a flaxseed milk or something like that. And I was pretty happy about that, because I think it's actually got less fat and like lower calories per cup which is great, which means I can, add a little bit more to my protein shakes instead of water, and, it's kind of a nicer consistency. So that's the food for this trip. One thing I did want to mention, tomorrow, after that whole diatribe I just said about the fast food and stuff, I think I'm actually going to go to Chipotle. That was something else I researched the other night. And if I go to Chipotle, I can do a burrito bowl, which is if I go with a chicken burrito bowl with like black beans, lettuce, and like natural salsa and brown rice, it's 500 calories. The carbs are pretty decent. I think the fat's only like 4.5 grams of fat or something, which is great. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to kind of treat myself and hit the Chipotle tomorrow for lunch, or at least for one of my meals. And I'm excited about that. I guess it's not a bad way to go, but you obviously you can't do the sour cream, and you can't do the cheese, and you can't get nacho chips and like all that fun stuff that you want to get at Chipotle. You can't really do it unless you want to blow your calories out for the day, and I don't really want to do that. I'm not gonna do that. So that's kind of the game plan for tomorrow. And I actually have to work quite a bit tomorrow. That's why I'm here. So I'm hoping though that I can hit Venice Beach tomorrow. I'm hoping I can wrap work up at a reasonable time, hop in the car, and maybe go down there and work out on the beach. That's always been like a fantasy of mine. And every time I'm out in LA, every time I'm on the West Coast, I always say I'm going to do it. And there's just never any time. Like, work always takes precedent, and there's always a lot more to do than I think. And I think the gym's open from like 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. And trying to get out there to Santa Monica, I think that's where it is. It's rough. The traffic is actually pretty heavy, no matter what time of day. So anyway, we'll see if that happens tomorrow. I'll take some pictures, I guess, with my camera phone if I do. But living the dream. And actually, when I got here today, I actually ended up going to a gym for just an hour. There was actually an LA Fitness nearby, and I always feel better if I can get off the plane and work out for a short period of time. It just makes I feel like I can sleep better and whatnot. So I went and bought a day pass, and I think it's kind of exciting to like try out a new gym, and I can't count the number of gyms that I've probably been to in my lifetime over the course of the past 20 years, I guess, that I've been training, and between like being in college and like my wife and I did some theater where we had to travel, and like we were actually overseas working with our company, so like we worked out at gyms there, and it's just kind of cool, especially like here, like the LA Fitness wasn't too bad. It was nice. They had some machines and stuff that they don't have at the gym I go to in New York City, so that was actually a nice little treat, I guess. And then, I ended up going to the theater where I have to work, and now I'm back at the hotel, and man, I'm just absolutely beat. It doesn't help that there's a time difference too, so it's like, I think it's like 10 o'clock right now in New York, or excuse me, it's 10 o'clock here, and it's like, I guess 1 a.m. in New York, so I guess my body's pretty well beat, and I've actually got to get up pretty early tomorrow morning for work. So I guess that's it. Don't really think I have anything else that I wanted to talk about. So anyway, we're doing it. I guess we'll check in and let you know how everything's going in a little bit.